Okay, I am here with Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk. And Peter, we're going to take a look at a video of Antifa fascists, and I call them fascists, staging a doxing, a mini protest, a get-together at Tucker Carlson's house. His wife was inside the house. She was frightened. She ran into the pantry, locked the door, called the police. Let's take a look at the video. And after the video is done, a small clip of the video after the video is done, I want to hear your comments on what just happened with the Antifa fascists at Tucker Carlson's house.
You're outside your home, and we might need to know, where you sleep at night.
Mailbox.
We know where you sleep at night.
We know where you sleep at night.
Racist scumbags, leave town. Racist scumbags, leave town. Racist scumbags, leave town.
All right, Peter, what are your thoughts on what you just saw?
That's a criminal act. Trespassing on private property. Here is a woman that is alone in her home. She doesn't know what's going on. People are on her property. From what I understand, the door was damaged. The doorknob was damaged. There was graffiti. They showed everybody who they are. Antifa. There should be criminal proceedings here. This should never happen to anyone, ever. All right. We have a sanctity of private property, and you feel safe in your own home. That should be your right. But the irony of ironies here, it was against a man and his family that is probably the most open to dialogue in American media, Tucker Carlson. I watch his every single program. And when someone is substituting for him, maybe I'll watch it because I want to see Tucker. That's what I want to see. And half of his guests, I think it would be fair to say, have a contrarian point of view, and he engages them. He gives them a space on Fox to give it a contrary point of view. And many times he's very lenient. Sometimes he's right on the mark. Sometimes he's a bit too hard, I think. But the fact that he's engaging, this is what we need: engagement. And Antifa, these people are the antithesis of engagement. They're saying that they're morally superior to people that disagree with them. This is totalitarianism. This is ideological possession. And they will not relent unless law enforcement does their job. You know, what kind of people mask themselves? Why can't you show your face? Are you ashamed of your words? Are you ashamed of your behavior? Show your face. That's what people do in a civilized political culture. And from what I understand, Tucker said by telephone on his own program that was being hosted by
Right.
Yeah. And he thinks that he knows one of the people that was involved in it, someone that might have even been on his program. Show your face.
I think I know.
I think I know who it is too.
That guy with the long hair. That's
well, coward. That's cowardly behavior. Now, when the election result was over, okay, let's remember 2016. Remember Seattle. Remember San Francisco. You know, all of the riots, everything. Well, the GOP held and gained seats in the Senate. They lost the House of Representatives. Where were all the Republicans rioting? Where were all the Republicans getting in people's face? It doesn't happen that way. Only one side does it. One side. Tucker wants engagement and he wants dialogue. The left doesn't want it. You know, the first thing that when the House flipped, Kavanaugh, Trump. You know, the American people didn't vote for that. Maybe some did, but I think most people are reasonable. It's this fringe in the media and this very anti-democratic, illegal behavior by Antifa that are pumped up by the mainstream media, by CNN, by MSNBC. These people are fanatics, and they're giving them a platform on these news outlets. Tucker Carlson is very important to a lot of people in the country, including myself, because he's the one that gives me hope that we can actually start talking again. And now he is the victim of that. It's so ironic. Of all people, And someone that he gave a platform on his own program might have been involved in this here. I don't want to mention a name because, you know what, I don't do that kind of thing. I need evidence. But I have a pretty good gut feeling who it was. So this is where we stand right now. Nothing has been settled. It's only going to get worse because the left, they're ideologically possessed. You give them a millimeter and they will take a mile. We have to stop this. And we have to do it through reason, and we have to do it through dialogue. I'm not a person that walks around with a bat and with my face covered. That's the behavior of a coward.
Tucker Carlson, we will fight. We know where you sleep at night. Racist scumbag, leave town. That's what they were yelling outside his house. Antifa. Are Antifa fascists?
And mail bomb.
And they spray painted the anarchist symbol on his driveway. Are they fascists? I think they're fascists.
That's fascism. That's a totalitarian mindset. It's all or nothing. No compromise. Any compromise is appeasement. These people are completely anti-democratic. They reject a process that we have in the country. If that process isn't efficient enough, representative enough, we have to have a conversation about it. Let's get rid of the Electoral College. All right, maybe. Let's have a discussion about it. Why? Convince me why that's a good idea. No, they're this good. If I disagree with them, they know where I am. They're going to break the windows in my apartment. Okay, that's how they deal. That's exactly how fascists in the 1930s, the 1920s and 30s. That's how they got their way, through brute force, no dialogue, no law. That's what fascism is.
Compare this, Peter. Do you see any tying threads between what Antifa does, whether it's Tucker Carlson or Ted Cruz at a restaurant, Pam Bundy outside a movie theater, and what social media does by shutting down Alex Jones? Because you're talking now about, let's have a conversation, let people speak and try to convince me. Do you see any tying threads here? Are Antifa emboldened? Are they emboldened by seeing big organizations shut down people?
Yeah. Intolerance is promoted.
There it is. Intolerance is promoted.
I mean, Alex Jones, I occasionally watched him. He's a showman, okay? He has his ideas. He has his following. He doesn't advocate. I never saw him advocate violence. I never saw him promote hate speech. Did he offend people? Did he offend me? Yeah. That's what he traffics in. That's his shtick, okay? But he should have a right to say it. But see, people anonymously using violence in the dark, in the middle of the night, intimidating someone that has not threatened them in any way, shape, or form. A person that is alone in her own home is being threatened by a mob and threatening violence, mentioning a mail bomb. I mean, if that isn't more than a provocation, I don't know what is. Tucker Carlson, thank goodness Tucker Carlson's brother lives close by. He showed up with the authorities. Did the people that were protesting that mob, did they stick around? Did they take their mask off and give their name and say, we're protesting here? I bet they didn't. I bet they ran like rats in the night. Because that's the kind of behavior of these people. You can't have a dialogue with them. But you know what? They're not going to make me intolerant. No way, because that's what they want. They want you to be like them. They want you to throw the first fist. They want you to start with the nasty language. I won't. They won't beat me. They won't beat us.
Yeah, I don't think they'll beat Tucker either. I think he's going to show up on Monday even more emboldened and more. He's going to speak his mind.
Yeah,
he's not going to back down.
Is it going to come out of his pocket or Fox's pocket now for to have security?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, his wife, I'm sure she was mortified, terrified. Okay. In her own home. What kind of people are these? It's not like you're at a rally and you can yell back and forth at each other. An open public space. No, that's a private space, and it is a sanctuary, and that was violated. What kind of people are these?
Yeah, and a lot of times these Antifa guys, these are guys and girls. These are not like lower class kind of on the economic scale type. These are like middle class to upper middle class, and university kids.
It's one of the reasons why they cover their face. okay? Because they don't want to be arrested. They don't want to be being written up for this kind of vulgar anti-democratic behavior. No, they're just acting out. They're juveniles they're juveniles with credit cards, okay? That's exactly what they are. These are not poor people. These are not people that are desperate. Not at all. And not at all. And they hate everything that their class represents, okay? These are privileged people. They talk about, white man privilege and all that. No, this is a segment of society that the system works for them. And now they go around and spray painting and breaking on a door, intimidating people in their own homes. These are just juvenile delinquents with credit cards.
Peter, finally, what needs to be done to finally shut down Antifa? These guys are fascists. I think everyone is now starting to see it. What needs to be done to shut them down? Because they were doing this when Ben Shapiro was going to colleges to speak. They were doing this when Ann Coulter was going to universities to speak. This is not something new. And now they're ending up at people's homes. So what do you think needs to be done to finally send the message? Antifa, they are violent. They're fascists. We're not going to tolerate it anymore.
All of these things, from Seattle. Remember the streets of Seattle? Antifa is running the intersection. Well, it's about time law enforcement steps up and enforces the law. Okay, in Berkeley, when they're running around with batons and breaking windows and setting cars on fire, that's felonious behavior. Law enforcement has to step up, okay, because these things are illegal. Trespassing is illegal. And I'm sure if you go through the criminal code, a lot more threats. A mail bomb, that's like calling fire in a theater. Okay, that should not be permissible. Okay, law enforcement has to step up and take on these people because they're timid. They're not fighters. They're snowflakes in ski masks. Okay, and if there's going to be a blemish on their record, well, mommy and daddy might not be able to get you into that grad school, okay? Yeah. So, there has to be a cost. You have to pay for this vulgar political behavior because that's exactly what it is. I lived in communist countries, okay? I know when people are not allowed to speak, okay, what happens, okay? All civil discourse collapses. And these people are driving the country to conflict. Okay, we're only that far away from another Steve Scalise event. Okay, another one. We're that far away.
Arrest them, remove their masks, show their photo. Let's see who these guys are.
Name and shame. Yeah. Name and shame. Look, I show my face all of the time. You may disagree with me, and that is fine. I like it when people disagree with me. I like the exchange. I'm a mature, rational person, okay? And now these little shits got to stop this kind of behavior, and they should pay a high cost for the disruption of all civil discourse.
Well said. Well put. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's Crosstalk. Thank you very much. Guys, buy a t-shirt. It really helps us out. Donate to our PayPal and Patreon page. Links are on the bottom. We love to create these videos for you. We love having Peter talk about hot-button issues like what happened to Tucker Carlson, and your donations really help us out. Peter, thank you very much for your quick take. Till next time, guys, take care.